Hi, hello, welcome back to Stars Reads. My name is Leia and I'm so happy you chose to join me today. Today's fun video is going to be the Booktube newbie tag. It's been almost a year since I've posted my first video on this channel, and I thought we could now get to know each other a little bit. Some people are subscribed, which is crazy. Imagine everyone unsubscribed after this. Please stay. I promise I'll make this fun. Holding you hostage. No, I'm kidding. I changed into a prettier top for you guys. I wanted to give a little cutesy fairy vibes, so enjoy it. I actually don't feel like I'm a newbie to Booktube. I am a newbie to posting videos on Booktube, but I've been there since the beginning. I was there when people were making skits. I was there at the birth. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just gonna say, I have so much appreciation for this community, and I'm so happy I've been finally able to actively take a part in it. Okay, let's get into the questions. I don't know if those are the actual tag questions. I just found them. Question 1, why did you start this channel? I started this channel at a very hopeless time in my life. I needed a little pick-me-up. So I was about to graduate with a languages degree, and so yeah, my uni days were coming to an end, and I was feeling so lost at the end of university. At this point in my life, school was all I knew, and I knew that the job market was and is shit for languages jobs, especially with the rise of AI, and I was feeling super lost as to what to do with myself, my life, everything. And I thought that having this creative outlet such as a YouTube channel where I could see myself grow and evolve. I wanted to create this project which would be long-term and which I could come back to reliably. At this moment, I was feeling so uncertain about so many things in my life that having this constant fun thing to escape to in those moments was super important to me, and I'm really glad I did that at that moment. Looking back at my first video, I just quickly looked at it earlier, and it was honestly low-key bad, but I also like seeing how much growth I've been doing in this 1 year of posting videos, and that's only 20-ish videos, so I can't even imagine how much I will keep growing. So yeah, that's why I started the channel, to have fun creative outlet to just not think about what my future is going to be like. Still haven't found a job, by the way. Question 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? This question is actually why I didn't start making a Booktube channel for the longest time. Well, first of all, I'm quite shy as a person, and I was scared of people finding out I do videos. Yeah, so first of all, I was shy. Second of all, I thought, what can I bring that is so important, so good to the community, that is worth me making a video? I thought, I have nothing to add. I have nothing that I can bring to the table. Why would even a single person watch me? As you can see, I thought very highly of myself. It definitely stopped me from making videos for a long time, because I was like, what can I bring new? There's already so many amazing creators making videos. What can little old me do? But then I realized it's not that deep. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I just need to come here with my thoughts, my attitude, my personality, talk about books. I love watching long reading vlogs. So I thought, hey, I can make those. So that's what I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna bring myself. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's really not that deep. So I do have some fun new ideas for vlogs and challenges and stuff. I just never did them because I didn't have the channel to do them, but now I do. So I don't know, Listen, if you've been thinking about making videos, just do it. Just do it, just start. You'll see, it's great. Okay, question 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Okay, so like I said, it's been a year, so right now, a year in, I'm looking forward to see myself grow even more. So I really look forward to improving even more. I feel like I've improved so much in 1 year of making videos, and I look forward to just like grow even more into like video making. And yeah, I have like so many fun ideas. I'm just overall in a very like happy place where it comes to YouTube. Like I'm feeling very hopeful about YouTube, and yeah, so I'm just excited to keep going. Question 4. Why do you love reading? Two main reasons. And they kind of seem opposite, but they're really not. So reason 1 is for escapism. I think that's why a lot of people read. Sometimes the things going on in my life or in my head are not so good, so reading about like a magical faraway fantasy place can be like really healing. And sometimes even when things are going well, reading about magic is still cool. So and then the second reason why I read is to learn. I'm only going to get to live this one life as myself. But through books, I do get like a different perspective in different realities that people live, and that's really important. I try to be like an empathetic person, and I try to understand the world as much as I can. And the only way to do that is to try to understand it from as many different perspectives as you can. So if I can do that through reading, and I just want to try to become less ignorant about as many things as possible. Like I want to learn about everything, and reading allows that. It's like one of the more accessible ways to learn about stuff, and I'm really grateful for that. I also look at reading like just from an outside view as just something so powerful. I'm really grateful I live in a time where reading is so accessible to me, where I have the right to read and to access this knowledge. I acknowledge that this right was not always given to women or to people of color. In still lots of parts of the world, people are like robbed of this right to read, and that's truly unfair because reading is an act of power. And so I'm really grateful for reading. What book or series got you into reading? Okay, I'm gonna have a very complex answer to this, and that's because I'm so passionate about it. So I've been reading for as long as I could read, okay? I learned to read and then I just kept reading forever. I loved it. I've loved it since the beginning. So in case you couldn't tell, my first language is not English, it is French. So I learned to read and write in French first as a young child. And so when I got this first initial like passion for reading, it was in French. And it was reading mostly French or Québécois books. Shout out to my Québécois watching this. I'm gonna just shout out a couple of books and series I read growing up. I just have such fondness for these works. When I was super like young, really getting into reading for the first time, I read so freaking much of Geronimo Stilton. And the fact that I fucking hate cheese, I've always hated cheese, and they talk about cheese so much in these books because they're mice, and yet I still read them. It shows how much I love to read. I just love to read about this fucking mouse, especially the scratch and sniff ones. These were great. I also read a lot of graphic novels, and I read the same ones over and over again. So I read the Lou series, I read Les Sisters, and then I also read Studio Dance. and a bunch of others, but you can see the type of books I was reading. And then growing up a little bit more, I started reading full-on novels and series, and a lot of them were like in a diary or like journal format, which I freaking loved. I read the Le Journal d'Aurélie Laflamme series. I loved, like, very, very niche, but I loved the What the Fuck series, which is not actually spelled what the fuck because it was like a book for basically kids. So it's spelled like phonetically in French how what the fuck sounds like. The main character in that series, her name is Leah, like me. Then I also read the whole La Vie Compliquée de Léa Olivier series, and this main character is also named Leah, so you can see how original my parents were. And then as I grew out of those series, I also discovered Booktube. This was a transition time for me where I was learning English. I could like understand videos in English, but I couldn't yet read books in English. Like, it was like a learning time for me, so I got book recs off of Booktube, but then I mostly read the translations in French, and that's when I read book series like The Maze Runner, The Selection, Hunger Games. All of those I first read in the translated French version, and then I slowly started to read in English, continuing with those Booktube recommendations, and I started with series like The Lunar Chronicles. And starting to read in English really opened up a whole world of new possibilities to me, and it really reignited my love of reading, because at the time there really wasn't like a YA genre in like French, but it was there in English, and it was not only there, but it was really popping off in Booktube spaces, and everyone was like recommending YA books, which were perfect for my age range at the time. So it was just like the stars were aligned and everything, and I just completely fell in love with just reading in general. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask many questions, but most of them would be about time management and planning, and then editing. So time management, I still struggle with that, especially because I love doing vlogs, but vlogs are so long to film. It's really hard to stay consistent when you only do vlogs. It's not really realistic. I would ask the people who I watch who make a lot of vlogs, especially long vlogs, and ask them how they plan it out, when they start filming, when they end filming, how long does the editing process work, and stuff like that. And then editing, I know nothing about. I know nothing. And to be fair, I could make an effort. And learn. But so far, I'm editing on Clipchamp, which is shit. But I'm using that because it's free. Great for not spending money, but bad at everything else. I am planning on investing one day on a better editing software, but that's really daunting. I'm really scared of that for some reason. Like, having to learn a whole software, it's scary to me. So far, Clipchamp is my bud. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So far, after 1 year, one of the biggest challenge is when I put all of my efforts into a video, and I put so much time and work, and I'm super proud of it. Like, I feel like, oh my god, this is my best work yet. And then it really doesn't do as well as other videos of mine. Like, it fades away into the distance. I guess YouTube doesn't agree. It wasn't my best work. Question 8. Where do you read? That question is weird. At home. It's not that I don't like reading outside, it's just that I'm most often here, so this is where I most often read. I will say I do love reading outside when it's warm out, so in the summer, especially in my parents' backyard, except when the neighbors start fucking mowing the lawn. Then rage ensues. Question 9. What kind of books do you like to read? Fantasy, sci-fi, lit fic, historical fiction, general fiction, classics, horror, manga. I also love listening to nonfiction and mystery thrillers. The only genre I would say that I've found so far is really not for me are just pure rom-coms, like romance novels that are only focusing on the romance. Not to say that I don't like a romance. I love a romance subplot. When it's the only plot and the only conflict in the story, I find myself growing bored. So that's just my problem. But yeah, I read pretty much of everything. Question 10 is, what does your book collection look like? And for that, we're going to go on an adventure. We're gonna go on a tour. Right now, my book collection is separated in many different little spots in my apartment. I live in a one-bedroom apartment, so I don't have room right now to have like a book wall or a book room or anything like that. So it's just like books everywhere, and that's also a fun vibe because I always feel like I'm surrounded by the things I love. I would one day love to have like a dedicated library book room, but that's for the future. And right now my book collection is like all over the place in my apartment. So let's go. Welcome to beside my bed. I have 2 crates stacked on top of one another, not fixed or anything, they're really just stacked. And it's in those crates that reside most of my physical TBR. Right now, I have 19 books on my physical TBR. Moving on. Okay, so also in my bedroom, in the corner of the room, I have my fantasy sci-fi bookshelf, where all of my fantasy sci-fi books reside, and it's already quite full, so I'm gonna have to do something about that eventually, but for now, this is where they live. These 2 bookshelves were made by hand with love by my grandpa. I'm so grateful for them. They are absolutely gorgeous real wood bookshelves. They are heavy as hell. And they are right now separated, but you can actually stack them one on top of the other to make up a big bookshelf. But right now, this one acts as my TV stand, so that's why it's like that. So this bookshelf is like most of my fantasy, most of my fiction, lit fic stuff. At the bottom, there's some speculative fiction as well. Books that are fantasy fiction, you know, books that are hard to put into one genre. And then this little shelf right there is my classics shelf. It's also where my girlfriend keeps her crafts and her and her puzzles. So don't look there, it's kind of messy. But this is where I keep all of my classics, and most of them I've read, but some of them I haven't. Okay, then I have this bookshelf, which is my manga slash horror slash thriller slash mystery bookshelf. And also my printer lives here. Her name is Colette. I just made that up. I don't actually have a name for my printer. That is where she lives. Anyways, I think this shelf is really cute, and it separates my desk from my girlfriend's desk, which is always in a perpetual state of mess. So you won't get to see that. Look at that, cute plants. Well, this one is dying, but... And then, last but not least, I have a cart next to my desk. It's not really a book cart, it's mostly like a hobbies cart, because I only have some books on there, and they're the books I'm currently reading, and books for videos I'm currently doing, so yeah. But the rest of this is not books, it's actually kind of messy, I shouldn't show it. Don't ask me how many books I actually have in my collection. Couldn't tell ya. More than 100, but less than 1,000. That's all I know. I'm not gonna count because that would be so much effort for what? I get annoyed halfway through the video, I get an attitude. No, I'm not gonna count them. Comment down below. How many books do you think I have? Just like approximately. If you liked this video, you can like it, because if you don't like it, how am I going to know that you liked it? And yeah, I'm excited to show you the vlog I'm working on right now. It's a really fun one, so look forward to that probably next week. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!